Hello, this is Bill Clodsey. Welcome to another Theros Beyond Death draft. We open a sweet rare Porphyros's Intervention, solid removal, and a game-winning Fireball Cat effect, which is easily splashable like some of the interventions. The better ones, like the black and red ones, are splashable. The white one is super powerful, but not as easily splashable. And yeah, the blue and green ones are just sort of powerful, but not easily usable in that they can catch you up from behind. Two really good uncommons here, the Celebrant and the Triton, and a solid removal spell at common, Final Death. I also have a lot of respect for the Venomous Hierophant and the Traveler's Amulet, which are both somewhat early picks for me. Though if I haven't chosen a color yet, Amulet is definitely one I prioritize. The Intervention is a nice one to get here. Uncommon is missing in pack 2. Tempted to take the Amulet right away, though Omen of the Forge might be a nice one as well. It misses some of the early threats that you need to deal with, like the Nadir Kraken and some of the other ones, but can be a neat trick, and all of the omens are highly playable. So I'm going to grab that here over, I think Amulet would be my next pick, and there's some good role players in the other colors here, but nothing so good that I want to miss out on another red card. Thrill of Possibility. Yeah, again, rare, or two uncommons missing. Nothing insane here. The Chariot's fine and playable, but not excited about it. Not excited about many of these commons, Sentinel's Eyes, but the Thrill does help make your draw better, and it makes your deck better, like more concentrated power if you can draw towards your best spells more easily. Hateful Eidolon. The red creature here is fine, but just totally not exciting. The Eidolon has a lot of potential upside, though the red auras aren't necessarily ones that are going to destroy creatures. So I'm looking at Stern Dismissal to go red-blue, and the Hateful Eidolon to go red-black, and I think we can get an aggressive red-black deck here. And in that deck, Hateful Eidolon would be really powerful. Good in a race, and also good to slap on like any augmenting aura, like +1, -2, Mogasi's Favor, or any of the big red ones. And even if you're not attaching it to the Eidolon, you attach it to something else, swing in, you can draw that card. So the Eidolon's pretty powerful. We have some options here. We could stick red and take Underworld Ragehound. Not always easy to get it attacking in. There's a lot of things that block it and punish a 3/1. It does escape and come back. The Piper is nice if you get in a Sacrifice Outlet deck. And those are the main ones I'm looking at, although Thirst for Meaning is another powerful one here. In fact, that might be enough better than these two common creatures that I'll just take Thirst for Meaning. Even if we end up in black-red, I don't regret this pick so much. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Hero of the Nyxborn is a huge payoff for being in red-white, and to get it this late is definitely a signal. Maybe Starlit Mantle and Dismissal are okay. Maybe Amulet is okay, but I think that's a big enough signal for us that we have the red cards to make it happen. I will grab Hero of Nyxborn here. Final Flare, Leonin of the Lost Pride. Final Flare can definitely be a nice removal spell in a deck with just some random enchantments lying around. That'll grab that hero over just a creature. Aspect can be good. I do want to get some creatures eventually, but Aspect on a hero or even some Hateful Eidolon could be what we want. I also like Flicker of Fate, but I think I'm going to grab the aspect here. Ooh, Amulet comes back. Amulet comes back, and so does this Flicker of Fate. I'm going to take the Amulet over these white cards. They're pretty good, but it's not guaranteed we're in white yet when we sort of have one of each of these. This makes it a bit more likely, wheeling an Eidolon. Somewhat fragile creature, dies to all the things that kill 1 toughness things, and all the things that kill enchantments, which is most of the things in the set, but hard to attack past, and not bad to suit up and make it a bit bigger. So I'll grab that over a second Amulet here. And this might be a really good sign for red-white, that we're getting back Sentinel's Eyes, Revelers, and that's kind of why I stay open for the first part of a draft, because if you just don't wheel anything in the color that you forced, but you're getting all these late cards in some other color, probably you should have just been in that other color. And there's added benefits there of staying open, because now if we open a bomb in these colors, at least we'll have a couple strong cards to let us pivot into that. Yeah, I'll go Infuriate here, a fine trick for this deck. Not the best trick, but still a fine one. I should have passed Fruit. I hate this card. Speaking of pivoting, we have that option here. There's Kroxa, Titan of Death's Hunger. While I've opened it before, I haven't been able to play it yet, and we are in position to play it. Definitely a good one. The kind of thing that makes Traveler's Amulets better. Rose's Blessing, good pack for us. I expect some of it to wheel, but we can pretty much try to force black-red. It's really worth doing it. I mean, forcing for the Titans, because you pretty much have to be in a 2-color deck to make it work. If you're super heavy red, it's definitely not as good as being even black-red and maybe getting it down on turn 4, or getting it escaped on turn 4. Oh, okay, all the red mythics. Too bad Kroxa doesn't get sacked at the end of your turn or something. But yeah, we could flash in Kroxa, sack it. It's sack it, right? Not exile it. Yeah, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So, you know, it'll just get sacrificed immediately anyway. That's too fun here. Porphyros, a little hard to get it to work, but yeah, I mean, honestly, what else are we going to be doing here? So grab Porphyros. Final Death, really nice to be getting this, even though we passed a Final Death in the last pack. And that really helps us get back onto playing a bit of black here. Anything else? Venomous Hierophant, that is the perfect kind of thing for a deck that's trying to play Kroxa. Yeah, this is getting exciting here. To help fill up the graveyard. Mogisy's Favor, another one that benefits from filling up the graveyard. Also really nice with Hateful Eidolon. Also really nice against the strategies that go wide and so forth. So I think we can clean up this deck a little bit and put in our Mogisy's Favor. Altar of the Pantheon. Elder Giant. Yeah, I believe there is no Titan Giant or creature type. Otherwise, all the original Titans from M10 or M11 or whatever set that was would be Titans, but I think they're Giants as well. Anyway, Altar of the Pantheon. What does that do for us? We certainly have one god here. It makes our mana better for Kroxa if we can ever get that working. And it's an effect we don't really have yet. This pack, we're not missing much. Venomous Hierophant number 2. Gonna keep grabbing these as long as they seem good. Here's a bit of a temptation. Do you take Hero of Nyxborn? I will take it because there's nothing really for us, not Satyr's Cunning, but I don't think it's going to be right to play it. Who knows, maybe. Skophos War Leader, here's one I like. And Incendiary Oracle. 2 powerful cards. 2 good ones. We do not have much going on early. I'm going to grab this Oracle because we don't have much going on early. And exiling things and trading up are both really nice upsides of the Oracle. Maybe we take a Cunning just to make sure we have one in case that becomes a thing. And now we have Oread of Mountain's Blaze and some other junk. The Oread helps fill up our graveyard, blocks early, and I think if we move our cards around a bit, we'll see that we don't really have many creatures or many things to do early yet, so let's grab that. Final Flare. Yeah, so we've got some of this removal and some of these utility spells, I'll call them. Maybe Thrill could fit in here because it helps find other creatures. But creature curve or things to do on curve like Altar and the rest of the stuff. Oh my gosh, Porphyros and Kroxa. If you can escape Kroxa with Porphyros in play and get that double trigger, that is some good stuff. Chariot, not really what I want. Wrap in Flames is something we don't have yet, but let's take another Oread just because, just for fun. Triumph of Anax. This is a utility spell that plays somewhat like an aura, except it just doesn't target your creature to trigger Heroic. It does target your creature, but Heroic needs to be a spell, so I think we're going to leave that out to begin with. Oh, Labyrinth of Scophos. We are in the colors to get the Scophos Minotaur, and I think that's a good enough reason to play it. Just a pretty good card all around, makes your attacks safer. Are we missing out on something way too good? I don't think so. Berserker's fine, and Omen of the Dead is pretty good, but Labyrinth doesn't even take a spot up in our deck, so let's grab that. A third hero of the Nyxborn. Shoot, maybe this is the deck, and Kroxa was the distraction. 3 heroes of the Nyxborn. That is interesting. We could also just take Heroes of the Revel, which would be good in both decks. That thing getting haste is nice. Hero of the Nyxborn. That's going to wheel anyway on this table. I'm going to take Heroes of the Revel, and hopefully that doesn't bite us. Another Final Flare. Yeah, we could have a really good white-red deck. Kroxa is kind of a deck all by itself. Let's take Lampad here. If your opponent is low, this will definitely get them lower. Underworld Ragehound. That's another one that can escape late in the game. Might be a bit more aggressive and better than Charger. Hard to say. Yeah, I'll take the Ragehound here. And we'll get an Omen anyway. You don't want like 4 of these things. Well, maybe some deck does, but I don't really want 4 for this deck. But I will grab one here. Blood Aspirant. With Amulet and an Omen, 2 Omens, and yeah, a bunch of reasons to sacrifice things. Kroxa. Blood Aspirant might actually be really powerful in this deck. And Timoret. I guess we are in the right colors because Timoret is insane. Let's grab that here over Blight Breath, over all that stuff. Yeah, Timoret gets pretty good here. Stampede Rider versus Piper. Let's grab Piper. We're going to have a lot going on in the early game. And probably we don't play Altar. Hopefully we can find something to round out this deck, but we're not lacking for removal. We're not lacking for early stuff to do. We have a few auras to help out Hateful Eidolon, but if nothing else, we just trade it off and get Croxa down. So yeah, I don't regret going into black here, although the white would have also been a totally playable deck. We already have an Infuriate and a Fruit. Let's cut the Surge for no real reason. And another Satyr's Cunning. Well, we could take it. Don't think we need anything here. Just grab a sword because we don't have one yet. Diversify our sideboard. Marauder. And if we don't wheel the Hero of the Nyxborn, then it was probably for the best, although I'm sure someone else went into this deck. Yeah, could have been more powerful. And that's often the case. If you just guess the open colors to begin with, you can start taking all of the cards in those colors. We'll certainly have a playable deck here, which is what we're interested in. So I think the way to get there is to... Well, we could play the Nyxborn Marauder. I wouldn't mind... I don't think we're splashing white. That's one of the first decisions we have to make. Do we splash white? How much white do we need to make these turn 3 plays good? Probably too much. So let's leave those out. Next, if we're really maximizing our chances of getting Croxa down, then we want to have even red and black. And maybe that means having a little more red early. Triumph of Anax can probably get in there. It's pretty aggressive. The last chapter is fighting, which can be good with Venomous Hierophant. And then we can bring in, I think we need some more black, right? We can bring in something like the Marauders and be pretty happy with that. Next, 17 lands. No Altar. Although now we have Timuret too. I think we do play Altar, in which case let's start by making the mana base here, which will be, well, at this point, maybe slightly more black. If we look at the early game, we're talking Eidolon, Favor, Piper, Timuret. And if we look at the early red, Aspirant, oh, maybe we are more red early, even despite Timuret. And of course, Croxa. Yeah, I could see that. One of the big pulls into that is this Thrill of Possibility, where you can discard your extra red at no cost. Yeah, interesting, but sure. We'll go with that. And then, just one last look at the card quality here, because we have some options. Revelers, I don't mind leaving it in the sideboard. Tizaress is not a card. Or rather, it is a card, but I hate it, because I accidentally put it in once over a Cling to Death, and yeah, that match didn't turn out well. We don't need wings. Probably don't need the second Oread. Bronze Sword is not what we're looking for. The Familiar's good in some matches if your opponent has a bunch of 2/2 flyers. So Triumph is definitely one I'm interested in here. It has a bunch of chapters, it's pretty aggressive, and the fighting is nice. But what would we cut for it? Yeah, a lot of creatures. It's a good way to follow up a creature. You can sacrifice it to Final Flare. It sacrifices for the cards that care about it. But what do we want to cut? I think we have to cut a red card for it. And that could be Aspect, which doesn't help us too much. It helps us a little bit. with heroes, I guess. Let's put in the Triumph here. I want to try it out. It seems to make enough sense in this deck that I'm happy to build it this way. All right, Kroxa, let's do it. Red-black, somewhat of a sacrifice deck, but, whoops, what am I doing there? Somewhat of a sacrifice deck, but really just a good value Titan deck. And hopefully, we can get Porphyros going from time to time. Round 1, on the draw, with a fine hand. I guess it has half a creature. We can always sacrifice Porphyros to do 5 damage to something. That's pretty good. Omen gives us a bit of security. We're not really an early game deck, although despite all our 2-drops, most of them being creatures. Or at least I'll say this, while we're somewhat of an aggressive deck, we have ways to win the late game, which is really important. Careless Celebrant, that thing can be a real thorn in your side if you don't have something like Omen. But we do have something like Omen. We have Omen. That said, I'm going to play Oread here, and I might just let these trade, although that looks kind of bad here. I think they'd be happy to attack. Yeah, I'll actually just let it do damage to me. Yeah, no point attacking here. Not really. There's our Vexing Gull. Okay. So let me stop on my turn here so we can Omen away the Gull. In this turn, I guess I will block the Careless Celebrant and maybe get it back on the same turn. Then we can defeat like a 3/4 flyer or something by sacking Omen. Although I don't really want to sack Omen when it could be the difference between having Porphyros and not. I think I got another Gull here, maybe. All right, good stuff. Well, let's get the Oread down. That's one they know about. We'll go Oracle and pass. Other creatures you control have haste, so you're not going to be attacking with Porphyros as a 7/6. Fateful End. The scry is nice. Oh well, and Marauder doesn't really help our devotion case. Oh well, it starts to now. Kind of want to see what they have here. And you know, it's not the end of the world if they counter Porphyros. I fully expect them to have something here, but I'd almost rather them counter Porphyros than the Marauder. But it's nice to play the Marauder second. They've got Omen on their main phase. Maybe get more counter magic. In the meantime, we are doing damage. It's Kroxa that I don't want to get countered. Oh, that's good. Maybe I don't want to play Timret this turn. That'd be better next turn. Well, they can't do too much. First of all, let's see where they scried here. 2 cards on the bottom. So maybe they have a bit of a mana pocket. Let's go Marauder here. Timret's especially nice when you can hold up black mana on the same turn. Okay, another Vexing Gull, no problem. It's also better to get your power out there if you can. 4/3 is nice. Triumph of Anax, all right. Aggressive. But we are still winning the race, and it's not even close, no. All right, let's get some damage in here. Their graveyard doesn't seem so important. I'm just going to go for the Venomous Hierophant. And with a few more creatures in the graveyard, Timret will help us gain some life as a surprise. Bounce 3 things? Yeah, nice. Well, that gets us a little lower here. We go to, what, 6 life or something? What to do? I don't think it's going to kill us. Let's go Venomous Hierophant. Maybe get Croxa in there. No, no luck. So now it's 5 damage to us. We start to gain some life back. They have a fight between the bird and something next turn, which we can disrupt with Final Flare, if we remember. Lampad's a good way to disrupt it too. We still don't have a black source, so I think that might be our best bet. Well, let's get Lampad down now. Do they have the counter magic? I'd say they're pretty interested here in killing us as soon as possible. But what they have is a bit of a scry and a fight with the Eidolon, which gains us another life. So it'd be hard to imagine being dead next turn. But let's see, maybe they counter... Ooh, Whirlwind Denial. I cannot pay 4 for it. Anyway, let's go ahead and attack here. Oh, that was a little awkward. I guess I let my Eidolon die. And then save Final Flare for something we actually need to deal with. Yeah, here comes the scry. I do want to know where they scry. 2 cards on the bottom again. They know they're in trouble. So we'll go up to 8. Thank you, Eidolon. And now what? Spirit Mantle. Oh. Could we be dead? 4? No, but we're on a 2-turn clock. Unfortunately, that's all they have here. And we do have the answer to it, which is Final Flare. Oh, it's really tempting to lose our mountain here, but no. We also don't need Devotion to Red anymore, so we can sacrifice either of these. Final Flare. Kill the Vexing Gull. Sacrificing doesn't matter. Oh, it does kind of matter, because I'd rather have black mana open for Timuret. Anyway, get them pretty low and dead next turn if they just draw land. Otherwise, it's a game again. I should stop on my upkeep if it's important. Okay, close one. Or we both used most of our resources to get there. Kind of an all-in with the Spirit Mantles, but it might have been the best chance for them, so I admire that, even though it certainly doesn't get the most value from a Starlit Mantle. All right. A lot of 2/2 flyers, so maybe the Familiar is good enough here. I still like Altar. I do like the Marauder. It seemed to have played out well that game, and I think in general it's pretty good. If we're on the draw, let's just cut a mountain, whatever. We'll go down to 16 lands-ish. We were pretty low land count deck, and we don't really want one color over the other. An unbiased mana base. See, perfect. Just a little bit of everything. Though, the double colors we have are black, and that is a consideration for what to play first. Let's get Amulet going here. Not a plethora of 1 toughness creatures, but if they have the uncommon fish, maybe we can get that one. Happy enough playing this. I'd love to get my third land on time, but if we can draw it naturally, then we don't have to do anything tricky. Yeah, like alter this turn or even triumph would be amazing. Of course, we do alter if we want to cast Mogusi's Favor or Omen on this turn, but yeah, this is great. Did they just miss a land drop? It might be. It might be so. Triumph is also awkward if you if it's possible you can lose your creature. Though I guess it could always target the goat. Anyway, I want to develop here. And this helps us develop with the amulet and so forth. So that'll be double red, double black for Kroxa, of course. See where these first couple scries go. They are looking for land. One top, one bottom, so they get their island if they didn't draw it for turn, but it looks like they drew Omen for turn. Get our black source. And now, I think getting the elephant down, my pet name for it, or better yet, let's go for Triumph. They can't really mess this up, can they? They could bounce the Piper, in which case we get to replay it. But if they don't do that, we get another 3-1 down here, and blocking that much is going to be too difficult for them to deal with, I would hope. All right, good luck. A couple hits and they are dead. Yeah, 7 and 8 if they take it all for the next couple turns. They do have a bounce. Well, they're bouncing my thing, which can start again. That is surprising. I would have thought they'd bounce the Piper, maybe? Or saved it. But their calculation there was sort of, I'm going to have to use my mana for the rest of the game. I have 7 cards in my hand. I better use 1 mana now, which is fair enough. It was going to be tough to beat us if they stumbled for that many turns. See you in the next match. We've got round 2 here on the draw with a nice little Timuret hand. Let's keep it. Temple of Malice. The mirror match. Are we ready? I'm ready. Let's do it. 1 card on top. Incendiary Oracle. Let's exile it instead. That's a good answer to the Piper. That's a pretty good answer to the Piper, if you ask me. And a good answer to Timuret. Let's start with the Piper, because it's so easy for them to have 2 damage this turn, and I'd like Timuret to have a bit of a better buffer. A better buffer. That's a tough call, though. Forget the goat. Yeah, let's get rid of this Oracle. We're kind of on the back foot already, and that I cannot stand. Anyway, let's go Timuret here. Despite not having the extra devotion and the possibility of it just dying here, there's going to be a lot of ways they have of killing Timuret, and they only have 4 cards in their hand, so it's not like it's too crazy here. All right, more land. I'll take it. Lampad, the toughness gets higher for the devotion, so Mogusi's Favor is pretty good on Timuret. They're real pals. And even if they kill Timuret now, it's not the end of the world. Bring it on. 3/3 Lampad with Trample. Okay. All right. All right. Getting as much damage in as possible. I see. Not our strongest draw, that's for sure. And they're not fighting yet, although we'll have to find a way to pump up our Timuret before they do. My graveyard is a bit too important to exile my own land pad here, but I will get rid of their Oracle. I mean, if we need the life, we need the life, but I think we're not quite that desperate. Thank goodness. They can still fight with the Oracle, but I'm going to go for the Hierophant here to protect our Timuret from a blowout. Oh, plenty of omens in our graveyard now. So it's fight time, and yeah, they could fight the Oracle with something just to exile it. That might not be the best. And they don't have to fight. It's up to them. Interesting. They chose to fight with the Oracle. Oh, and now they're stealing our creature for a lot of value. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was... Well, that was pretty worth it for them, because we go really low here. We go pretty low here. Drawing Mountain is nice. Let's get some stuff into play. Oh, it's not easy. I don't want to do Rage Hound. We could do Oread and Oracle. That's probably our best bet. I guess the Rage Hound's not the end of the world, but our main priority here is not to take any more damage. We don't have many ways to gain life either, but we do have ways of killing the Lampad, which is... Oh, 2 Lampads. Oh. Escape velocity on Lampads. 2, yeah, so we're dead if we don't block 1 on each. Say we block both on 1. They sacrifice the one we block. And then after combat, they sacrifice that one. Ugly. That was ugly. Now we just do a couple random things and hope it works. I could have kept that to discard to Oread, but I think this is just a loss. We're too far behind. It's sad to lose the mirror match because clearly it means your deck was inferior. Though if they see the better half of our deck, they might think it's not so bad. Yeah, another one-sided combat here. And we need something better. That is not better enough, so let's get rid of that. Yeah, I expect they knew what they were drafting earlier in the draft than we did. Infuriate would be nice. Having our sacrifice outlets would be nice. Let's submit again. On the play, with a decent hand, we can definitely win it. I mean, we have removal, we have a curve, and some powerful late game. Not the best hand. You know, it's possible to play Mountain and then draw land, 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 but let's try to find a better start. Okay. Seems okay to me. Start with this. Oh, wait, cancel. I always think I'm playing the land. Let's get rid of the expensive card. No reason to prefer one land or the other with this hand. But yeah, we'll probably just try to get Triumph of Anax down, and hopefully we have a creature by the time it gets going. Oh, maybe we don't have to do that yet. It's just so awful if they kill it immediately. I think they've F6'd here. I'll just do a third damage. And that still does an extra damage next turn and makes the triumph last longer. Okay. Yeah. Get a couple free 2/2s, which shuts us down a little bit. Oh, unless we do that. But I think I want to thrill here. Let's thrill away Triumph of Anax. It just doesn't do anything on this board. Settle in for the long game here. Kill your zombie. Attack for a bit. And we drew some good ones. Land was important. They could lose aspect here. I guess they keep going. All we need now is Anax, and we're all set. Not Anax. Krovax? Kroxa. That's the one. Krovax. That's a good one. All right, well, let's begin with our Venomous Hierophant. Get in there. Kroxa. No. Well, Porphyro's gone. Yeah, I'm just happy enough passing here. Now they scry 1. Are they going to kill something first on our upkeep? Final Flare. Well, not the right time to do it, but hey, to each their own. Eventually I have to stop on my own upkeep, but I think it's okay to draw a couple more land these days. I don't need to kill anything with intervention. Hopefully it doesn't get discarded. Funeral Rites. Yeah, we could have used a few more cards like that. And the Lampad, the nail in the coffin, although we're at 21 life, so maybe it's not so bad. Final Death. Let's go bottom here. Top Final Death. And that's one I want to spend on the Lampad before they can get rid of it. So yeah, let's do that. Keep them at a low life total here. With no way to steal our creature and then sacrifice it. A fellow amulet lover, or appreciator, I should say. I like it. And they got Swamp, and I think they played it. Yeah, easy enough trade, because I don't mind trading with the Trickster, but that probably means they have another 2/2 to play or something, yeah. Come on, Kroxa. There we go. There we go. Start discarding. That's right, get rid of them. Now, of course, they have Portent of Betrayal here, but it's too fun not to just do this, so let's get rid of some of this nonsense. Oh no, there's Portent of Betrayal, so maybe they have a couple, but yeah. Oh, they lost another one. So how many do they have? Oh, Final Death. Well, that's okay. We got rid of 3 pretty good cards for basically nothing. These guys are coming in. Yeah, what a shame that they're still easily winning. All our mythics are gone. Still easily winning, huh? Yeah, goodbye forever, Kroxa. We dealt with one of the Lampads, right? Just have to deal with that second one. That pesky second Lampad. I'm banishing this Lampad to the Nether Realms here. Get rid of it. Get off my battlefield. 12 damage to it. Okay, it'll sack itself. And if they have a way of getting it back, that's probably what they'll do. So we could still draw Timuret. Or get back Porphyros, although that's not as exciting. Scophos War Leader. Our deck's not looking so strong anymore, is it? Yeah, such a simple answer to Kroxa, and right on time with their last card in their hand. Hey, whatever works. Whatever works. Start to get rid of some of this stuff. 5. We are super dead. Neat matchup. Yeah, they kind of did more with less, I guess. Things that helped more card draw. I mean, you see there 7 more cards through their deck, which doesn't hurt. And a couple well-placed answers, and these lamp pads are just so ridiculous, especially in the mirror. If we got, yeah, another 3 for 1, maybe we would have been okay, but shoot, see you in the next match. Round 3 versus Baron Singer Thrall. I like it. Keeping it. And we've got some good stuff going on here. An early Rage Hound with some removal. If it can survive early enough, well, it should be okay. If it's alive when we play Triumph of Anax, it should survive, or at least attack past any creature for a while. We'll just have to find out. If they just kill it right away, we know not to play the Triumph. All right, we need some lands here. But we are well set up for the mid-game if we can get some lands. Come on. Lampad. Does that do anything? Or should we just intervene on this charger? I think we should intervene here. Double 2 damage to it. I'm sure they love seeing that, especially given their follow-up. But oh well. Venomous Hierophant. Never Milling Kroxa. I guess that's okay here. Giant plays pretty well against the Labyrinth. Here I'm just going to try to trade with it, because I can't keep letting them get this. Well, let's see what they got. Oh, it's Omen. Well, shoot. Yeah, forget it. You can get your 3 damage this turn, and we'll try to do Final Death. I don't want them just getting the Tectonic Giant back immediately. Getting the Charger back's fine, I think. Okay, we are taking the damage, and they're playing Slaughter Priest of Mogis, which gives them a sacrifice outlet for the Tectonic Giant here. That's pretty awkward. Though we can stop on their end step, or our end step when they do Omen. And then exile, I don't know, the Giant in response. Our deck needed one more good sacrifice outlet, I think. We get our land. Get our Rage Hound back if we want. I think it's very unlikely that they sacrifice the giant to the Slaughter Priest here. Possible, but unlikely. And it might be time to race them. We definitely lose this race, to be clear, but I think it's worth starting. Because I don't see what we're supposed to do if not that. And they didn't play Omen, so maybe they forgot about it? Elspeth's Nightmare, yeah, that's really good. Perhaps too good. Portent of Betrayal, great. With the Sacrifice Outlet, but they might just get land here. Yeah, they're going to play the land. Land, Omen, Omen Charger. We have to exile this giant immediately, because we can't let it keep getting its stuff. Oh, we targeted it. Of course we targeted it. Exile 2 more cards. Celebrant, War Leader. So they've gotten 3 cards off the giant. We should have traded off earlier, but maybe we're okay here. Too much exiled. Yeah, now they get Omen. My useless Porphyros, they play land. I think they can still do Celebrant. Great. It's going to be tough for them to win this turn. Let's see how they do it. 1, 2, that's maximum 8, right? If they find the land. Porphyros does nothing. I guess we could hold up Labyrinth, but I plan to hold it up on defense here, I think. Yeah, they could just so easily kill us here. It's kind of awkward. They could so easily kill us. 11. Unless we trade with the Celebrant here, we could. Yeah, I think that's the play. Just trade with Celebrant. Now they know what we have going on. Exile opponent's graveyard, fair enough. God, that Nightmare. Just 3-for-1s you every time. Okay, that kills our Ragehound and gets in 9. Oh, right. They already sacrificed to the Omen. Yeah, I mean, not only was Elspeth's Nightmare a 3-for-1, it also pumped this thing by 2. Which is ridiculous. How can we prevent getting... The thing is, you can't even counter Elspeth's Nightmare. If you use a trick to save your creature, it's already gotten you, essentially. Well, we'll try again. So, the only way this deck wins is by getting a busted start with Kroxa. Those are possible, but just not all that likely. Try again. Keep. I mean, obviously, Porphyros is just not even worth playing in this deck, but too fun for me to leave out, I think. Let's go Piper to start. Slaughter Priest. Don't think they'll be too happy to trade this turn. Let's go Timret, because that'll be a pretty good attacker next turn when we play the Hierophant. So we're curving out nicely. Of course, you have it. Yeah, yeah. Maybe they'll miss with Nightmare, but our luck will draw a 5-mana removal spell. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, we need to draw red anyway, so milling 3 non-mountain cards is good for us. Of course, they're going to exile our graveyard. Oh, they're going to exile our graveyard. I should just quit. Sure. Sack your Nightmare so I can keep my graveyard. Yes. So worth it. Trade our 4-mana card for the 3rd chapter of that stupid thing. Anyway. Fun. Fun game. Blight Breath gone. Save the Piper to block. And draw a mountain. See if our 3-for-1 can be any better than theirs. Omen to kill that. Yeah. Take 6 again. Looking for their answer to Kroxa, I think. Because that's the way they lose this game, is Kroxa goes unanswered. We haven't attacked with Kroxa once. 2 cards on top. Oh, that sounds great. That's just what I want to see. I'm looking forward to that. 2 cards on top. It's going to be a targeted removal for our graveyard, or Timuret, or something worse. 2 cards on top. Portent of Betrayal. Nice. Well, that's the scariest one for sure. I guess we should have just killed something there. God, where is the mana? Yeah, they can still sack and do 1 more to us here, but gotta kill that thing. Oh, they didn't. A bit of mercy there. Are they saying, oops, I goofed? Oh, shoot. Oh, I just saw this. Big fan. Well, they're going to crush me here. Come on, Kroxa. Get out of here. 1, 2... 3, 4, 5. All right, no more portents, please. I guess they have to discard a card here. Oh, Omen. Well, they're going to Omen that back and then discard that. I mean, they have to. Now they get to scry. Yeah, that thing's coming in. Well, it's a bit awkward if it hits us, I'll tell you that. But are we dead if it hits us? That's the question. I think I'm okay with that trade, honestly. They can sack the Omen. Then if they have an Omen of the Forge, they're pretty good. Maybe they sacrifice the Lampad. And if they sacrifice all of that, I think we're in good shape here. Heck, we can even get that back at some point. All right, are we in the clear? Are we in the clear here? Pass it. Just want to get Kroxa back. That's all I care about. So 2 turns into Kroxa might be possible. Getting closer. Get the Rage Hound out here and pass it. Oh yes, thank you. Well, that's Kroxa for us. Worth every penny. All right, they are in a pickle. They need to draw one of their exile spells for Kroxa, and they draw land, so thank goodness. Looks like we've got this game. By no means is it over. Try to gain some life off this play. That puts him pretty low. Sure. We could draw Omen there, but we can't also cast it. So, phew, all right. Game 3. It should be a fun one. May the best Rakdos deck win. Anything we can do to change things up? No. Just leave it like this. All right. Good luck to you, Baron Singer. I guess I would probably say something. Should we start? Well, I guess we can Piper this turn. Draw red naturally, maybe. We can Piper this turn. And on next turn's upkeep, we can draw red. Although I don't mind drawing red naturally, so we don't even need to do that on upkeep. Not again. Come on. This is just such a good card. Well, so they take Triumph of Anax. That's not the end of the world. I mean, it feels like it, but I guess it's not. Oh, shoot, we can't even do Kroxa here. Oh, we should have done... We couldn't have done Triumph. All right, calm down. It's pretty bad that we lose our graveyard here, too. I should have just saved the Amulet. What a nonsense card against us. We can't complain. We have Timoret. Phoenix. Yeah. So don't make the mistake of playing Kroxa here. I know it's tempting. Let's discard Swamp. Get our mountain. And then that's final death for the Phoenix next turn. And, you know, they don't have that many cards left, so we've got a fighting shot here. Just pumping it, that's a good sign, so they don't have something huge to do this turn. Underworld Ragehound. I don't really like oh, maybe I do like starting with Kroxa here. They have to discard a card, and now's a good time to get that going. Discarding Lampad, yeah. Glad I did it. And then I can just start discarding whatever. Probably not Timret, but it might be worth discarding heroes here. And losing Oriad. So, block that Ragehound. Discard heroes. Then we have an answer to Phoenix. That's 3 to bring back. Soul Reaper. Drawing Swamp wouldn't be the worst. That's okay too. They can't sacrifice it now, so this is really our last chance to final death the bird. And that's it. That's their last card. So we do have a shot here. Taking 2 is fine. Aspirant and Timeret. I want Timeret sooner rather than later. And I guess Oracle's okay on this board. We're not sacrificing anything immediately. And we could trade it with Soul Reaper. Celebrant. Oh! Oh, wow. They should do that now to stop Timeret. But they didn't, so great. Mountain. Yeah, I kind of want all my lands. Because we have a lot to do. So let's start with... We're not using Labyrinth. Let's start with Blood Aspirant. And let's go attack in with the Oracle, because why not? Kind of a tricky spot here. And I only need to activate Timeret once. Okay, pass it back to their turn. Maybe they don't want to kill anything because it just brings us closer to using Kroxa. Yeah, those things come in. So I can take a hit, I don't mind that. Just block something random here. Probably just shouldn't have attacked with Oracle. Yeah, they really don't want me to keep doing this. In the same way that Elspeth's Nightmare is annoying. This is really quite powerful. Three more cards need to die. Tell you what, I will leave the Oracle back and attack with Timeret. Fateful End. I'm happy enough exiling just that. Holding up my other stuff here. So it's a game. I mean, we have more cards in our graveyard. Potentially we can trade one more thing off and get Kroxa back, which is kind of their worst nightmare. So let's just hold some stuff back. That's kind of funny. It's so good to get that back. Let's sacrifice itself. Well, they're going to kill both here anyway. Yeah, let's sacrifice itself. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. To kill the celebrant. Either way, the other creature dies, so it's not a big deal. And then we have Kroxa. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can't really pick and choose so much, so maybe we can get one of these cards back, but it barely matters. Maybe Timret's on the good side. If they just top deck Portent of Betrayal, we're in a bit worse shape because our life is getting lower. Yeah, sometimes this format comes down to some busted rares, that's for sure. And Kroxa is one I haven't had the pleasure of winning with yet, so let's see if we can actually drive this home. Either way, it's been a great match, and it was nice meeting you. Okay, 2 damage there. Then they take another 3. Or they did it to me, right. We've already used, oh no, we haven't this game. So I'm gonna play all the lands I can, so we can use Porphyros' Intervention. Scry 2. 2 cards on the bottom, yeah, it's gonna be tough to find the right mix to get rid of this. You need Exile, Tectonic Giant doesn't quite do it. Do this now. It could find something relevant. Doesn't. They will need to make a chump block here. So they go to 4, chump block with Mogus, draw a card. Then they've got, well, a decent attack. I will block it this time. And if anything goes wrong, remove something from combat. But I'm happy to have it trade off here. So they will attack because that's the way they see more cards. Oh, Exile. So that is double Slaughter Priest. Nice. I don't think we don't have even one. But, well, thanks for the match. And yeah, thanks for watching. So hope you enjoyed that, the Rakdos mirror a couple times. And good luck in your drafts.